Bad news for Steam Frame enthusiasts. Last year, Valve announced the Steam Frame, a standalone streaming-first wireless VR headset, along with their Steam Machine, a compact gaming desktop running SteamOS, and also the Steam controller. And being a VR enthusiast, I was very excited. And from the look of my comments section, so were you guys. And Valve stated that they aim to release the Steam Frame in the first quarter of 2026. But it's February now, and as a lot of people predicted, with the rising cost of RAM, it may cause some difficulties for the Steam Frame. And alas, the predictions were true, because Valve has just released a statement addressing the launch timing of their Steam hardware. They said that they were planning to release pricing and launch dates by now, but with the memory and storage shortages have rapidly increased since then. And if you didn't know, memory prices have been skyrocketing for months now due to the increase of AI and data centers utilizing the hardware. And it's even become a bit of a meme in the gaming community. But Valve has said that the limited availability and growing prices of these critical components mean we must revisit our exact shipping schedule and pricing, especially around Steam Machine and Steam Frame. Like, we all kind of expected it, but it still sucks to hear. But this essentially means it's probably going to be delayed, and it might also mean it may not be under the $1,000 price point they originally hinted at. They said their goal is to still ship products within the first half of the year, and that they still have work to do before they can confidently announce concrete pricing and launch dates. I guess in this scenario, something has to give. It's either going to be delays or it's going to be increased pricing. I guess the real question is, if they release at a higher price due to RAM costs and then the RAM goes down, how do they manage that? And as a consumer, do I want to wait until prices potentially go down, or just suck it up and buy it at a potentially higher price? It kind of reminds me of that Steam sale meme.
Just make me do it again! I won't do it again!
And I guess with these delays and potential price hikes, for those looking to upgrade or invest into VR, is whether other VR headsets are starting to become more appealing. Say like headsets like the big screen Beyond. If the Steam Frame is going to be more expensive, does the Beyond end up being a better buy, especially with its OLED displays? Or is something like the PlayStation VR 2 with the PC adapter worth considering instead? My next video is all about the PSVR 2 and the PC adapter, by the way, so keep an eye out for that if you're curious. And I've also just received the big screen Beyond 2E to review, so I'm excited to review that. But maybe the Steam Frame is still worth waiting for, and maybe worth it for some, even at a potentially higher price point. But I'm a sucker. I'll be buying it and reviewing it for you guys regardless. And if you like these types of videos and want to support the channel, I'd really love it if you watch this small sponsored segment about a really cool photorealistic meditation app available on the Quest. Soul Retreat is a photorealistic meditation app that uses natural landscapes to help you relax. And I've tried a lot of meditation apps that uses images to create a landscape, but this app does a really great job of making it feel realistic. Like, you can watch the waves gently lap against the sandy beach and see the fine grass sway in the wind. And then all the different environments are absolutely stunning. And you can choose to do various guided meditations or stories in a super beautiful landscape. And the guided meditations are personalized to you daily, and they also evolve with you.
Welcome back, Naysy. It's a calm afternoon here in Anato.
There's also cool features like hands-on breathing and biofeedback that makes your controllers vibrate to help you with your breathing timing, or you can go hands-free and use touch gestures if you prefer. And the coolest part is you can unlock voice chat in the full version, and you can tell it what to do and it will create a tailored session that addresses your exact needs. Can you tell me a bedtime story about Goldilocks and the Three Bears?
Once upon a time, Goldilocks wandered into the forest and found a cozy little cottage.
The app is free to download and includes 2 free environments, or there's Soul Retreat Plus that unlocks 10 stunning environments and the voice chat feature. It's all linked down below if you want to learn more. So even though the delays and potential price hikes are disappointing, we do have some good news, or at least some clarification around certain features, like whether the Steam Frame will support streaming services. Valve confirmed that the SteamOS has a built-in browser, and they expect streaming services services to work in a theatrical browser mode, which is pretty cool. And a big question from the VR chat community was about whether base stations are supported. Now, if you do any full body tracking, to invest in that gear is very, very expensive. So I get why people don't want to just give up on it. But Valve did confirm that support for Lighthouse base stations is not something they are working on. But they did build the Steam frame to be modular and extensible so that the community and third parties can build out the features and accessories that are important to them. I think we already assumed this, but it's nice to get their confirmation on the topic. They also confirmed another question around glasses. If you use glasses regularly with VR, it can be a struggle, and headsets like the Quest have features built in where you can extend the face cover, or there's a bunch of accessories you can buy like lenses with your prescription lenses for easier use. But Valve did say that they are looking to make their own prescription lenses inserts ahead of launch. But they did say a bunch of people on their team wear glasses and use the Steam frame without issue, but it really depends on the width of the glasses and frames. I imagine accessory companies are already working to release glasses supported accessories. They may even have developer kits or dimensions of the device to start prototyping already. Another confirmation we got from Valve on the Steam frame is about foveated streaming, and they clarified how foveated streaming differs from foveated rendering, which we see on devices like the PlayStation VR 2 and now with the big screen beyond with their dynamic foveated rendering. But they've introduced a new feature called Foveated Streaming, and they confirmed that while both use eye tracking data, their technology is different. Foveated rendering uses eye tracking data, so the game only renders high resolution data in the portion of the viewpoint that the player is looking at. Whereas foveated streaming, on the other hand, uses eye tracking data, so that the PC only streams high resolution data in the portion of the viewpoint that the player is looking at. They also said that since foveated streaming is a system level feature, it applies to all games, whereas foveated rendering needs to be something that the developers enable. They also said if a game implements foveated rendering, the benefits of that feature will stack with foveated streaming. So that's pretty cool that it's going to stack. I think the big question will be how well does streaming work over the 6 GHz wireless adapter? So if you didn't know, the Steam frame connects to your gaming PC wirelessly via a dongle. They do claim it has low latency, but any type of streaming usually involves some sort of compression. So we'll just have to see how well it works in action. And by the way, if you want to learn more about the Steam frame and whether it's a good purchase for your needs, I have a whole dedicated video about it linked down below. So we did get a few answers about the Steam frame, and fingers crossed these RAM shortage issues will just magically resolve themselves. It could happen. But let me know if you'd rather it come out sooner at a higher price point or get delayed and it be a more affordable price. I'm personally undecided, so let me know what you think. They did say they'll continue to upload the blog with commonly asked questions, so make sure to subscribe and I'll keep you guys updated on any Steam frame news. In the blog, we did get some extra info about the Steam machine, if you are thinking about picking that one up. I think I will be. And they covered a question about newer 4K games. Because the Steam machine is mostly designed as an accessible gaming desktop, it won't compete with your higher end gaming PCs. But they did say, in our testing, the majority of Steam titles play great at 4K 60fps FSR on the Steam machine. That said, there are some titles that currently require more upscaling than others, and it may be preferable to play at a lower frame rate with VRR to maintain a 1080p internal resolution. In the meantime, we are working on HDMI VRR, investigating improved upscaling and optimizing ray tracing performance in the driver, so we're approaching this from multiple angles. So I think that's pretty expected, and I appreciate that they're pretty honest about it and are working on trying to create an optimized experience. A cool feature of the Steam machine is that it looks like it has customizable faceplates, and they did confirm that they're planning to release the CAD file so manufacturers and customers can make their own. I'm a sucker for anything custom, so I think this will be a really neat feature. They also confirmed that the Steam machine's NVMe SSD is upgradable, and so is the memory, if you can buy some. But pretty cool that's an option as well. But that pretty much wraps up all the updated info we have about the Steam frame and the Steam machine. It's disappointing, but expected, but like, what can you do? But anyways, don't forget to subscribe for more VR hardware reviews and news, and I'll see you next time.